It's time to babble the fuck on. Live from the El Dorado Hotel and Casino in Reno, Nevada, it's the 100th episode of Hollywood Babble-On with your hosts, Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman.
Oh, nice. You guys are fucking sweet. Did my mother call in advance or something? Treat him nice tonight because it's a fucking anniversary of sorts, ladies and gentlemen. It is Saturday night in Reno, Nevada. Woo. So let's babble the fuck on for the 100th time, man. I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Ralph Garman. Thank you for being here tonight, Reno. As Kevin mentioned, it is our 100th episode of Hollywood Babble-On. Little did we know a couple years ago, we'd be doing this for 100 fucking times.
There are very few things I've ever done for 100 times. It's masturbation and this. It's a milestone, man. It's been a delight to sit beside you for all this time. You make me laugh. I get to listen to those impressions over and over again. It's been a blast, and look, it brought us to Reno together.
Biggest little town in the world right here. That's what this is.
What does that mean exactly? Biggest little city in the world.
I haven't figured.
What? Skrelnik?
Scrotums? Biggest scrotums? Well, now that I'm in town, it has the biggest scrotum, yes.
They are huge.
So you've heard.
And the legend I've heard, man, I remember it was passed down from generation to generation.
Sure, yeah.
My grandfather sang it to me when I was a boy. Mm-hmm. It's like, big balls, they called him the man with big balls. Garman was the man with big balls. There was a second verse even more meaningful. Small cock.
How dare you, sir? Well, you're witnessing the final episode of Hollywood Babble-On this evening. Let's get to it. You know, it is our 100th episode that we're celebrating tonight, and just well wishes galore from everyone who listens. Thanks so much for all the emails and the tweets. Also, celebrities have been contacting us, letting us know how happy they are to celebrate our 100th episode.
When you say celebrities, you mean like Jason Mewes?
Jason Mewes. Yeah. Professor Stephen Hawking.
Fucking that. Really?
Smartest man in the world. He sent a little audio message to me today. At least I think it was him. So I brought it along to play for everyone. And here's Professor Stephen Hawking congratulating Kevin and myself on our 100th episode.
Was that it? He included a score?
He's the smartest man in the world. Of course he's going to produce it.
What an arrogant prick.
He knows how time works and shit. Cut him a break.
It's actually not a bad idea to carry your own score around, man.
See?
So when you're saying shit, you're just like, I really mean it. You could play like fucking Batman music. Or when you're into the wife and you're like, I want to give you a back rub. It could be like, I want to sex you up. But no lyrics, just the the musical version.
Good evening, Ralph and Kevin. I have been enjoying your podcasts after long days of solving the secrets of the universe. I wanted to make sure you got a shout out from me on your 100th podcast. Congratulations. Although I have a good sense of humor, I have to say your impression of me performing creepy clown sucked a bag of hairy balls. I could do better even if my caretakers filled my feeding tube with a fifth of Jack. But in all seriousness, thank you both for all the funny. Keep up the good work and give that penis a sandwich.
There you go.
Really fucking nice. And he brought back give that penis a sandwich.
It's only
man.
appropriate, yeah.
He's the one guy that really makes you feel unaccomplished.
Yes. Of course, I can walk. So I got that going for me. Well, I can. I'm just saying. Accomplished a lot, can walk to the fridge.
The worm turns at 100 for you. After 100 episodes, you're like, here's who I really am.
Yeah.
And who I really am is I'm proud not to be crippled.
I'm not proud not to be crippled. There's nothing to be proud about. I'm just glad not to be crippled.
It's a subtle difference.
It is a subtle difference. I just appreciate moving.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Every episode, for 100 episodes in a row, we like to give particular shout-outs to people who have come long distances or are celebrating special occasions. Tonight is no different. Let's kick it off with the shout-outs.
It's a shout out with Kevin and Ralph, so get your cock out. Yeah. Get your cock out.
Creepy clown time? Creepy clown.
No wires.
No
so I
wires.
couldn't
You
swing
can't
the
dangle it.
micro. I was getting ready to swing it. It would have hit somebody in the fucking face, man. Babble off. We're fucking sued.
I do also want to give you the heads up that Kevin is working all the audio cues this evening.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. When we're on the road, this is my little job. Yeah. And problem is, I always forget and smoke a lot of weed. So my little job is a bit more complex. Ralph has to point a lot.
Our first shout out are Trish and Tim here. Trish Hackler. Trish writes, "My name is Trish." It's a good start. I will be attending the show with my brother Tim. My brother's girlfriend Vicky couldn't make it tonight, but she's being daunted by neuroanatomy midterms next week. How dare you? Vicky's a lot fucking smarter than you, sir. I'll tell you that much. She's taking neuroanatomy, and you're taking bong rips.
But to be fair, he said what we were all thinking.
She had to make the difficult decision not to attend tonight, so if possible, could you guys shout out to her and lament her not attending? Maybe Ralph could do it in his Dr. Frankenfurter impression. It would take a bit of the sting out of not being able to attend with us tonight. Thanks, Trish Hackler and Tim.
Hello, Vicky. We're so bummed out that you can't be here tonight. I'm just a sweet transvestite from transsexual Reno, Nevada.
If you are anywhere near the lobby restrooms, men's side, you're in a stall and you see a foot tapping and you hear that voice, Ralph Garman likes to go glory holing on the road.
Stop it. You know, it's our Halloween show's coming up. Maybe I'll dress as Frankenfurter this year. Would you like to see me in fishnets and a bustier?
I would like to see that. I'll come in costume. I will be Silent Bob.
Okay. Our Dan and his lovely wife Carissa here tonight. Dan and Carissa, hi guys. Dan writes, "My lovely wife Carissa and I will be coming to your show on Saturday. It's weird to call her wife because we're not married at the time I'm writing this. It's a message from the past." But we will be getting married the day before your show. Are you guys married now? Are you married? Congratulations. When we heard
I think he was showing us a ring, either that or he was like,
no, he's showing
I
me the
was
ring.
like so hostile, man. I was about to wish you a happy wedding.
That means we're spending our honeymoon with you guys.
Oh, man, that's fucking awesome.
Dan writes, "I'd offer prima nocte, but I'll probably have beaten you to it." I certainly hope so.
Hold on, man, hold on. If they're gonna offer prima nocta, let's sexy that shit up.
All right.
TikTok, get 'em, stop to the hard TikTok, get 'em, stop to the hard TikTok, get 'em, stop to the hard TikTok. you don't stop to the
That's enough of that.
Did you beat us to it already? So far, so good. For us or you? I don't understand. Since we're newlyweds, I was wondering if Adam West might have any advice on how to keep things perfect. Keep things perfect in a marriage. So cute, the newlyweds.
Greetings, citizens. Welcome to the wonderful world of marriage. I was saying to my wife, Bert Ward, just the other day, Bert, either the dogs go or you do. He's gone now. Just me and Alfred waxing the bat poles. Quickly, old chum, to my anus.
There you go. Is Allison Hughes here with her friend Steve? Hi, guys. This is the most disturbing email I've ever gotten, I think.
Oh, you know what'll make that better? Go ahead.
Not appropriate.
I got it on hold in case shit gets dark.
Shit's gonna get dark, trust me.
It does it really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, then
Yeah.
color me bad.
Allison writes, my boyfriend of 14 years, Steve, and I will be coming to see you guys. We are from Vallejo, California. Am I saying that correctly? Vallejo? Vallejo. Jesus Christ. You fuckers are serious about your L's here, aren't you? Famous for being the suspected home of the Zodiac Killer and the first U.S. city to go bankrupt. Well, congratulations. I can see why you're so proud of the name of the city.
Get it right, man. It's synonymous with pride
And murder and bankruptcy. Anyway, I'm a huge fan, but Steve has never heard more than a minute or two of the podcast because he is a selfish dick. 14 years Steve has put up with this. 14 years.
I just left a similar conversation at home, man.
I bought tickets for the show in the hopes that he'll develop a sense of humor. And we'll finally have more in common than just our love of weed. We probably should have ended it long ago, but we forgot. Jesus Christ.
That's the beauty of being a stoner, man. That's the secret that you drinkers don't understand. Because you drinkers wake up, you're like, what the fuck happened? Stoners never wake up, man. So they just live on a dream.
Since he's never seen the show, Ralph, would you, as David Lynch, tell him a little bit about it? He won't know who David Lynch is, but he won't get any other of tonight's references either, so we might as well keep it consistent. You see, newlyweds? 14 years. That's what 14 years does to you. All joking aside, not joking, he's a sport for coming with me, and I'm lucky to have him, Allison. Well, you guys seem very much in love. And you're creeping me the fuck out. Hello, Steve. David Lynch here. Welcome to the show. I understand you don't know much about it. It's mostly anal jokes with a few cock jokes thrown in. It's not as bad as it sounds. Not as funny as it sounds either. Good luck to you, Steve. Run, Steve, run! There you go. There's a little David Lynch from Twin Peaks.
Unfortunately, you shit all over marriage, so I want to give him a little bit of hope to leave the show with, man. If the show goes really well tonight, since you brought him and whatnot, and he was sport for coming, you got to let him sport fuck you. Do you know what sport fucking is?
Come inside, take off your.
How the hell are we going to get clearance for that song?
Do you want me to rewind any other jokes tonight, dude? Or
Jeff Jones and his wife Kirsten, are you guys here tonight? How you doing, guys? Kirsten was like, oh, fuck. We are coming to the show on the 6th for our 11th wedding anniversary.
oh, nice! Wow. Our core audience is just people about to get married or people who have been married over a decade.
Yeah, people who hate each other, been together for 14 years. or people with faith, or the 11-year people? How do you feel? How do you feel, 11th-year people? You okay? It's all good? My wife's a big Muppets fan. Can Kermit the Frog wish her a happy anniversary? Please tell her she's an awesome wife, an amazing mom, and the greatest best friend I could ask for. Thank you, Jeff Jones.
Oh.
Hi, Kermit the Frog here. And apparently Jeff thinks you're pretty good. Yeah. And he thinks you're a good mom, you know, and a good wife. Yeah. And best friend he could ask for. Yay! I was happy to see a couple together for 11 years. In frog years, that's like it's death. We don't last that long, really.
Shut up and eat the pussy, frog! Hiya!
Piggy, I didn't even know you were here.
And I am here too.
It's just a thin line between Piggy and Yoda.
That's it, man. It's like fucking the taint.
All right, James and Meredith here. James and Meredith. Yeah, okay, you can sit down. Thank you so much.
They got up. That was cute.
It's not The Price is Right. You know? My name is Meredith. We'll be attending the show with my boyfriend James, traveling from Northern California. To pop our Babble-On cherries, we have met Kevin numerous times. We even slept in our car overnight to be first in line for a Los Angeles DVD signing. Kevin's everywhere all the time. You don't need to sleep in your car. Have you?
You just come to my house next time, man.
Yeah. Ralph, I would love it if you could ask James in your Al Pacino voice to take me to the Bunny Ranch this weekend because I've always wanted to see it, and possibly for some three-way action with a hooker. We are running the gamut of relationships.
I know. Right? Is that possible? Where is that place?
Pahrump, right? Pahrump? How far from here? 40 minutes from here.
40 minutes from legal pussy.
A half hour. A half hour, she says. This girl's like, I know, I work there. It's a half hour. When traffic's light, I'm in work in like 30 minutes.
I read an article about one brothel that brought in a guy. What is it?
The Mustang Ranch does that?
They brought in a guy? Oh, you from the Mustang Ranch?
We have a bunch of whores in the audience tonight. And two on stage.
I don't think I've ever been propositioned so publicly before, man. Not a whore?
You're a cashier.
So yours is the last face I see before I see someone who's gonna fuck me? You're the person that's like paper or plastic.
She runs your cock and balls across the scanner.
This is hot. I want to be involved.
Funny you should say that, because the shout-out continues. It would be even better if Kevin made dick-sucking noises in the background when you talked as Al Pacino.
Oh, I gotta tell you, James. Come on, man! No. Oh, you got the best girlfriend in the world. No. Yeah. She wants to take you to get some strange. Ooh-ah. No. Wow.
Sounds like Yoda again.
So you take that girlfriend of yours
To the Mustang Ranch. Have her give you a discount.
I know the cashier there.
Come on now with the cashier. Kevin, you ever had a prostitute?
Have I ever had a prostitute?
Have you ever been with a prostitute?
Yes. I forgot we were doing a show.
Me too, a couple times.
Yeah?
It's fun. Well, one time I got crabs, so that wasn't fun, but...
Mine was a three-way type situation with a girl. Hooker was a guy. When I went. Ow.
Hey, you know what time it is?
What?
It's Creepy Clown time.
Creepy clown time.
Creepy Clown time.
you go for the pudding pop.
You've made everyone sad.
Don't blame me, blame Captain Fantastic.
For those who are new to the show, the Creepy Clown came about because I would do something that would creep Kevin out. I would do a deranged, homicidal clown putting on his white face makeup while slowly singing the clown song. And that would make Kevin
And that
uncomfortable.
fucking intent gaze, man, just like wakes me up in the middle of the night. It's so horrifying.
So what we started doing was doing wacky voices, singing that song, putting the makeup on to make it a little bit more fun and palatable for Kevin. This being our 100th episode, we have an in-house request from Will and Trish. Are Will and Trish here, brother and sister, Will and Trish? Hi, guys. Will and Trish Wright will be here at your show on Saturday nights. He introduced me to HBO about a year ago. I will forever be grateful to him for that. To celebrate your 100th episode, could you flip things around and please have Kevin do the creepy clown as Bane from The Dark Knight?
Oh,
It is a special night. It is a special episode. Usually I do the creepy clown, but it does seem appropriate, and since we have a request for it, to flip things around, you do the creepy clown to me, and they would like you to do it in your legendary impression of Bane from The Dark Knight.
I haven't done it in like weeks, so I'm not sure if it... Hold on, let me get the voice. Well, perhaps he's wondering why you would shoot a man. Okay. Do ashes. Do shoot a man. Now you make it. Now I'm falling into your vampire version. I can't look at you, man. Hold on. What a lovely singing voice.
There you go, Will and Trish. What a special, special night it is. You've seen something that will never be seen again.
Never. Wow, man, I almost broke a sweat on that one. I was scared.
We also get emails from all around the world. We read them out loud here on the show in a segment we like to call Emails.
Ain't no drag.
Garman's got an email bag.
Featuring Kevin's reaction.
Susan Gemmett from Rochester, New York writes, I was recently cast in a local theater production of The Sound of Music. This is the first role I've had on stage in a musical since my senior year of high school, and I'm 48. Do the math. Wait, let Kevin do the math. I'll wait.
I was just doing the math. 35 years?
Senior year of high school, she would have been 18.
Okay, all right.
No matter how you cut it, it's far
It's
from
not
35.
it, right?
No.
So how many is it, bro?
It'd be either 30 or 31
How many
years.
Jawses would this be, Ralph?
30 or 31 years.
31, okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
Since I'm playing a nun and singing in an old church, school church in Latin, I have to admit I'm a little flustered. I was hoping that maybe Dudley Morris singing his version of Edelweiss would calm my nerves. Thanks, Susan Gemmett. Dudley Morris Arthur singing Edelweiss for Susan Gemmett in Rochester, New York. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet me. Imagine that a flower greeting you. Wouldn't that be surprising if a flower came to you and said, hello? Hello, Mr. Flower. Have you met Miss Marigold and Miss Rose? The flowers are talking. That would scare the fuck out of me. Where was I? Soft and white. Soft and white. I can't stop thinking about soft and white things. I'm so drunk. You look happy to meet me. Is that in? Is that the end?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. A lot of people sent this email after I talked about the sex move called the Ralph Garman. Remember we
Yes.
talked about that?
Yeah.
My patented sex move that I would like to have named after me, we talked about this in one of the episodes, was to have a woman sitting on my face pouring Jack Daniels over her body from her breast down to her vagina while I lapped at it and got the best of both worlds, in essence. Two great tastes that taste great together. Ton of people emailed in this story about a German company who this week announced a new line of liquor called G-Spirits that before it's been bottled has been poured over the naked breasts of beautiful models. I want some fucking residual money for this idea. They've got Playboy Playmates, apparently, who pour the booze over their breasts, and then they catch it, and then they put it in a bottle.
Look, I got tits, so I want in on this. I'll let them pour booze all over my titties, and you can roll into a bottle and shit, and you'll have little pieces of hair. Fuck you, I'm my man.
Oreo crumbs, just all kinds of things. $180 a bottle for this stuff.
I'll charge them way less, $50.
The way you sweat.
It'll be like cutting fucking liquor with saline, man.
This next email is from Pam. Hi, Ralph and Kevin. My daughter is in the Peace Corps in Moldova.
That sounds made up. That sounds like, oh, I have a girlfriend. She lives in Canada.
In Moldova. Isn't that where Dr. Doom is?
Oh, my God. She's working to stop Dr. Doom?
Apparently, yes. I recently discovered that many of the volunteers there follow you guys religiously. And we're shocked, and my daughter a little embarrassed, that her mother was a devoted fan. Could you please give a shout out to Holly, Jen, and all those other hardworking Peace Corps volunteers across the globe who lock into you for the funny when they are so far from home and have limited resources for entertainment?
Oh, that's really fucking sweet.
That is great. I hope they are listening and not just lying.
Oh.
Fucking Peace Corps people are a bunch of liars.
I'm writing this from the safety of my parents' home.
I'm sure the great humanitarian Bill Cosby would love to raise my daughter's spirits. Love, Pam.
Hello to you in Moldavia, country that has a lot of mold. Don't you know? You're in the Peace Corps. That means that you are doing so sit back and give the impoverished children some Jell-O pudding pops.
There you go. And lastly, from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, my husband Zach and I are huge fans of yours, writes Sarah. We regularly listen to HBO together. In August, I surprised him with tickets to your Ottawa show, and I have another surprise for him. I recently found out that I'm pregnant.
Oh, shit.
With
Ralph's
our
the father.
With our first child, and I can think of no better way to tell Zach than through your podcast. Really? Really, Sarah? You can think of no better way?
What's his name?
Zach.
Zach, your lady's fucked up and pregnant.
Could David Bowie please announce to Zach the pregnancy through song? Love you guys, Sarah. So she would like David Bowie to break the news to Zach that he's going to be a father.
You're going to be a dad, Zach. You're going to be a dad, Zach. You're going to be a dad, Zach. You're going to be a father. Sarah is all knocked up, Zach. Sarah's going to have a baby, Zach. You're going to be a daddy. You're going to be a dad, Zach. Soon you'll be changing shitty diapers and waking up all through the night. You're going to be a dad, Zach. You're going to be a dad, Zach. You're going to be a dad, Zach. Congratulations to you. You're going to be a dad, Zach. You're going to have a child. I hope that you're the father.
Oh, your timing was impeccable, sir.
Thank you.
That's 100 episodes worth of perfection right there, man.
Thank you so much. Every week we also have to say goodbye to some people in show business who have had wonderful careers. They have passed us. They haven't passed us at all. They've passed on. And we'd like to give them a proper send-off in the segment Tinseltown Stiffs.
And now another edition of Tinseltown
sound stiffs.
They will be missed.
They will be missed indeed. This week, it's R.B. Greaves is his name. He was a pop singer in the late 60s, early 70s. One of my favorite one-hit wonders of all time. A song called Take a Letter, Maria. I don't know if you guys remember that song. Let's play a little taste of that for people so they can get a refresher on what that song was like.
So take a letter, Maria, address it to my wife. Say I won't be coming home, gotta start a new life. We'll take a letter, Maria, address it to my wife. Send a copy to my lawyer, gotta start a new life.
That song went to #2 on the Billboard charts.
What is that song about?
It is the song of a man who goes home to find his woman in the arms of another man. He has been working hard at the office, and she's been fucking around on him. So he immediately leaves and goes back to the office, which really is the source of all his problems anyway. He tells his secretary, take a letter, Maria. And he writes a letter saying to his wife he's not coming home, and he is going to divorce her, and he's going to leave her. And then about 3 minutes later in the song, he realizes that he's in love with his secretary, and he asks her out.
That's what that song's about?
Yeah, it's a wonderful story about a man who's obviously cannot be alone.
I always assumed it was a song about Latin teenage kids in love. I have no idea. It's a song about a dude who walks in, sees another dude in his wife's pussy.
Yes. And
then he goes back to work.
Immediately goes to his office to draft a strongly worded letter about it.
Holy shit, man. And that was #2 on the charts?
#2 on the charts.
What would you do? You come home, you see someone in flagrante delicto with your wife.
Yes.
Do you go to the office, write a letter?
I'd probably send an email now. You know, we've moved on. We've moved on in this day and age. I'd probably tweet about it. In 140 characters, get your cock out of my wife's pussy, I would probably.
Hashtag I'm heartbroken.
But take a tweet, Maria, really doesn't have the same poetic ring to it.
Go to Twitter, Maria. Good for him. That was a good song. Big bucket of win for that dude. Yeah. One song, though?
But that was his only big hit.
A little bucket of win.
A little bucket of win. Yeah. Like a big gulp of win.
Yeah. Which is fucking all you need,
good
really.
size.
Yeah, fucking A.
Every week, we also like to talk about celebrities who are able to get out of the way of their own egos and to help us, the regular folks, in a segment we call the Hollywood Helpers.
More margaritas.
Hollywood helper. Hollywood helper. Hollywood helper.
Come on now.
Hollywood helper.
I almost got involved with myself, but I forgot I got to do the cues
See?
as well.
Keeps you jumping. This comes from Marty Griffin. A few years ago, my wife Meg was pregnant with our first child, and she was an extra on the set of a wonderfully terrible movie called Public Enemies. She was in the middle of a long shoot with no breaks, no food, and wasn't feeling well. She's pregnant, keep in mind. Doubled over and ready to puke, she heard someone ask her if she was okay. Without looking up to see who it was, she explained that she was 3 months pregnant and needed to eat. When the kind voice returned with an entire pizza from the craft service table, she looked up and saw none other than Dr. Manhattan himself, Billy Crudup. She was shocked and beyond thankful, and I, for one, think he deserves some recognition. So 4 years later, he decided to send us this email. So that's nice of Billy Crudup to do.
He's probably trying to fuck her.
Yeah. That almost makes up for him leaving his pregnant girlfriend for another woman.
Oh my God, that's right, he did that.
Yeah.
I was only kidding, but you're right, he's a cad. An utter cad.
Who'd he leave for whom? I forget.
He left fucking the
Mary
chick from
Louise-
Weeds,
Mary
which
Louise
is like,
Parker,
I
right?
mean, God bless him, but you gotta have your head examined. You ever watch Weeds?
Yeah.
I was sitting next to my wife watching that show. I was like, fuck you.
Just started working the crank.
Oh,
yeah.
I started tugging the shit out of it right in front of her. I was just like, I can't help it. Look at that. She's an amazing looking middle-aged woman,
And
man.
talented and funny and cute and all that stuff.
Whatever. But
And who did he leave her for? Do you
he
remember?
left her
Claire
for
Danes?
Claire Danes. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was pregnant at the time with Billy Crudup's kid, and then he met Claire Danes in some picture, and then he left her while she was still
And he
pregnant.
said, take a letter, Claire Danes. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Every week we take a look at all the latest and greatest news in show business with a segment we call the HBO Headlines.
Give me head, give me head, give me headlines, and give me head.
This week we start with my favorite story of the week. Justin Bieber was in Glendale, Arizona this week. He got out there on stage and stopped singing because he was busy vomiting. That's right. He grabbed his knees, held his stomach, and proceeded to projectile vomit all over the stage in Glendale, Arizona. Best part of the story? The track he was singing to kept singing, so you still heard his voice while he was vomiting. He was lip syncing at the time. He immediately left the stage, returned a while later, and then asked his fans, "Will you still love me even though I'm throwing up on stage?" The audience answered,
I
"Oh,
take it
fuck
you were
you."
not one of the fans he was addressing, sir.
Bieber later tweeted, "Milk was a bad choice. Ha 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 ha." It's from Anchorman. That's the Anchorman line.
Oh.
Yeah.
How
Arnold
come
Schwarzenegger.
there's no rumors, man? When I was a kid, if a fucking rock star would have thrown up on stage, immediately people would have been like, you know why that happened? He sucked off 100 cocks. Man, they would always talk about it like, you know about Rod Stewart, right? I'm like, no, what about Rod Stewart? They're like, one night Rod Stewart sucked so many dicks he had to go to the emergency room. They had to pump his fucking stomach. A baby fell out, man.
I don't think a baby fell out. I don't think that was the story.
That was the story that they would
I think a
tell us.
gerbil came out. It was the story I heard.
But that's not it. Instead, like, people let him get away with puking. I saw the footage, man. It's pretty harrowing.
Everyone knows Bieber spits. He doesn't swallow. That's why they know that wasn't the cause. He's a well-known spitter.
What do you think made him puke? What do you think it was?
He says it was nerves.
Yeah, but what do you think? Conspiracy theory.
I think it was his own music. I think the monitors were playing, "Baby, baby, baby, bleh." And he heard himself, and he said, "I suck, eh?"
You pick the one song that I can get behind, though. I like that.
Oh,
Baby,
stop it.
Baby, baby, oh.
Oh, stop it. The Governor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, is still out there pimping his new book, Total Recall. See, his autobiography is called Total Recall. Should be called True Lies, but it's called Total Recall.
Ah.
He's doing a ton of interviews to sell this piece of shit, and one of them this week talked about how, the stories in the book as well, how he almost ruined his most famous catchphrase. Of course, in the Terminator film, he says, "I'll be back." And that's the phrase that put him on the map, basically. Yeah. He almost fucked it up, and here's Arnold telling why.
Well, it was, I could not pronounce really well this "I'll," so I just kept saying to Jim Cameron, maybe I should just say, "I will be back," as it sounds more like a machine. "I will be back." And he says, no. He says, "Look, I don't tell you how to act. Don't tell me how to write. I wrote the line, I'll be back."
James Cameron had to be thinking, if we start changing the fucking script because of words you can't pronounce, we'll be here all fucking night. No, I can't say ow. I can't say ow. Can I say ow? I'll be back. Just fucking say the line. We'll fix it in post.
I just can't believe.
We'll get Kevin Kline to come in and recut it. Don't worry about it.
You've got like a zillion. That book's full of fucking stories. We've heard other stories about them, man. That's what you're going out to sell the world a book with? You're like, you know, one time I almost did a different line in a movie. If I was the journalist, I would have been like, did you fuck your maid for reals?
Wait, don't you want to hear more about me and Jim Cameron?
No. Did you put your dick in Alice, the maid? Mr. Brady doesn't do that.
No, but one time I was like, oh, I don't like those sunglasses. Almost didn't wear the sunglasses.
On that, I'd be asking other shit like, did you fuck Red Sonja? What was that like?
I shit you not. In the book, I read this morning an excerpt. It said that he didn't talk to the press after the story broke about him having sex and impregnating his maid because he wanted to retain his family's privacy. He wrote that in a book that he wrote where he talks about his family. While we're talking about celebrities and politics crossing paths, Snoop Dogg this week released... I'm sorry, Snoop Lion, of course. How silly of me to call him by the name we've all been calling him for the past 30 years. Snoop Lion released a list of why he is pro-Barack Obama and anti-Mitt Romney in this upcoming presidential election. He put on the, where was it? Was it on Twitter? No, where was it? Instagram. Thank you so much, sir. Instagram, and I just brought in...
Oh my God, that fucking dude's trying to replace me, isn't he? Back the fuck off, kid. I put in my time, all right? You know how many fucking times I had to listen to Al Pacino say something?
Hey.
Get your own fucking guy.
Maybe
this
it is
my
time
guy.
for some new blood.
No.
Someone who's not tired of Al Pacino, perhaps.
I'm not tired of him. Ooh-ah.
Anyway, put it on Instagram. Here's just a couple of the 10 on each side that Snoop gives. Number 2 on the list of why he is voting for Obama. He mad cool, yo. Number 4, he wears a do-rag like me.
Ooh.
Number 5 on the
could've left that
pro-Obama
one.
list. Michelle got a fat ass.
No.
On the Mitt Romney side, the reason he's not voting for Mitt. Number 2 on that list, this motherfucker's name is Mitt. You know, he brings up an excellent point that I never saw covered on CNN.
That's actually kind of funny.
Number 3 on that list, bitch got a dancing horse.
Does he?
Yeah, his horse was in the Olympics, in the dancing horse competition. Massage, sir? Not right now. I'm fine, thank you. John Travolta in the audience. So weird. Why don't you massage me? What? You know, my cock. What's it called? Dressage is the sport. That's the dancing horse sport.
Do the ghost version quickly.
Boo. Number 4 on the anti-Mitt list. He's a Mormon, but he ain't got no hose. I think Snoop thinks that if you're Mormon, you get multiple women, like that dude on the Learning Channel has.
Oh, I'm like,
You get all
what?
the sister wives.
Yeah. He thinks polygamy.
He ain't got no hose. Number 10 on the list. This motherfucker's name is Mitt. Sadly, this week, Amanda Bynes was missing in action. I was kind of sad. I was hoping to bring you some Amanda Bynes story, but she hasn't locked herself in anything all week. In her absence, though, Lindsay Lohan has stepped up her game.
Lindsay Lohan, why don't you come to your senses?
Oh, Linz. Lindsay this week was assaulted in the New York City hotel room when she brought a bunch of people back from a nightclub at 4:30 in the morning. Sounds like a good idea. Hey, all you drunks, come back to my hotel suite. Who's got the blow? She met a guy named Christian Labella who apparently was taking photographs and videos with his cell phone of Lindsay partying. She wanted those pictures deleted. They started to tussle over the phone. He threw her down on the bed, leaving scratches on her hands. Lindsay ran out of the room, and when she returned, this guy choked her out, apparently, threw her to the ground, and climbed on top of her.
The fuck out of here, really?
Friends had to pull the man off of Lindsay, according to witnesses.
Who is this man?
He's a guy who works for a senator, believe it or not.
Republican or Democrat?
I believe it's a Republican.
Woohoo!
They've both filed harassment charges against each other. No word on what legal ramifications or whether she ever got the phone or whether we'll ever see those photos. But
So he was hanging out with them and probably taking fucking on the slide pics. And
look, you bring strangers back to your hotel room at 4:30 in the morning, everybody's loaded. You run the risk of someone snapping a photo of you doing, I don't know, a kilo of blow off some guy's cock. Michael Lowen said he had not spoken to his daughter, Lindsay, about this or anything in years. But as for Labella, he said, wait till I get this guy. Michael, please. You don't tell everybody you're going to kill the guy before you kill him, idiot. You just kill him.
With all due respect and whatnot, I know everyone's like, fuck Lindsay Lohan, but like, it ain't cool to lay hands on fucking any woman. I don't care who the fuck you are, man. And I don't want to bring the show to a serious fucking place, but fuck that guy. This is the little girl from fucking The Parent Trap, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah. This is Herbie the Love Bug's friend.
Yes. Could you imagine? You're
And where was
slapping
he,
her
by
around
the
and
way,
all of a
when
sudden,
she was-
bang! He comes through the wall and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, no, wait a minute. That's
That's
the
the
Kool-Aid
fucking Kool-Aid
guy.
man.
Yeah, sorry.
Beep, beep. Yeah. That'd be even scarier, man. Fucking, I don't know what you're
hood
scared. A
opening,
giant
closing.
fucking pitcher of fluid or a car, a sentient car. That's like Christine, but Christine's scary little brother or something like that.
Yeah.
The car would be weirdest.
Weirder than a giant pitcher of fluid coming through the wall? At least a car you've seen before. You've never seen a 12-foot tall glass pitcher of red fluid coming at you.
Well, maybe you haven't, Ralph, but I smoke Captain Fantastic, and I've seen many things come through my walls.
Is Britney Spears a meth head is the question. All right, we've answered
Moving
that.
on.
Sam Lufty, her former manager, this is the guy who was sued by Britney and her parents claiming that he hooked her on drugs while he was managing her. He is claiming that he was quite the opposite, trying to keep her off of drugs. In fact, he claims that at one time he brought drug-sniffing dogs into her house, and he claims the dogs found a stash of crystal meth in her home. Yay! Says the woman with no teeth in the third row.
The one lone meth head.
Yay! I'm just a cashier.
Once they found the drugs, he says, the meth was taken away. And by taken away, I mean snorted. So he is saying that he's going to sue Brittany and her parents for saying he is a drug enabler, when in reality, he was a drug savior.
I don't know if I buy that.
It would explain the shaving her head and umbrella incident.
I mean, I buy that she's on meth.
Oh, okay.
I just don't buy if he was there
That
to
he's
save
helping?
her from the meth.
You know who could use some meth? Porn star Kim Kardashian. She could use some meth. Oh, no, we've changed it, haven't we?
Yeah.
Fuck tapes, Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian, who gives a fuck?
I told you last week that her boyfriend Kanye West is telling her to lose 20 pounds.
Yes.
So that she can be the face of his new fashion line. Well, this week she talked about the fact that she has to lose some weight. She tweeted that she's unhappy that her sister Courtney and her have the same amount of weight to lose, and Courtney just had a baby. Here's the thing. This whole time I was suspecting some sort of commercial angle to this whole story. Her following tweet came right after that one saying, since I started using Quick Trim again, I'm down 6 pounds and feeling better.
There's no way she was just being candid and professional. She was selling.
It's funny, though, because Quick Trim, there's a $5 million lawsuit against the Kardashians from people who have used Quick Trim, and it didn't work for them. And it's also been found to be unsafe by the FDA. I think meth would be a better way to lose weight for her than Quick Trim would be. If you can find any.
This is what bums me out about that whole fucking thing. I now know more about her than I know about some people that I'm blood relatives with.
Hulk Hogan had a sex tape that got leaked this week. Make a start to a porn star, Hulk Hogan. Maybe we can use it here.
That would be accurate.
Right,
you know it, brother.
Gawker.com posted a minute of the 30-minute tape this week. It features the 59-year-old wrestler and a woman who apparently in the video is the wife of his best friend.
No.
DJ Bubba the Love Sponge.
What?
Really?
I
thought
that
Bubba
guy.
the
I've
Love
been on
Sponge
his
was a
show.
character from SpongeBob SquarePants.
No. He's a DJ, man. He's a good DJ.
He is best friends with Hulk Hogan. Hulk is banging his wife, Heather Clem, in this video. Ex-wife
were they
now,
not
but at the
married
time the video
time?
was made. Shut the fuck up! Correcting my ass.
No, I want
You
clarity.
better be fucking right if you're gonna correct me.
But you're saying they were divorced?
They're divorced now.
Were they cheating?
No, it gets even better. At the time the video was made,
Yeah.
they were still married. Because you can hear Bubba the Love Sponge off camera saying to them, okay, you two do your thing, have a good time, I'll be in the office if you need me.
They're swinging?
Yeah!
Oh my God, man. This gets juicy. I got a little hard. This is exciting.
So he leaves the room, and then Hulk gives her the suplex.
Here it comes, sister.
And for about 30 minutes, they go at it. And then he says, I'm going to go say goodbye to him, to Bubba, in the other room. And
Holy shit, man.
now
I would pay any price to see that now. Not any price. I'd pay like $9.
$19.95.
Yeah. That's real money.
It's being shopped around, but of course, Hulkster has a lawsuit trying to cease and desist.
Why, man?
Because
How old is he?
He's 59.
What the fuck? Let it be out there, man. Kim Kardashian has an entire career off of a fuck tape, man.
That's true.
Why not this guy?
Sad part is towards the end of the tape, he starts talking about how bloated he feels because he had a lot of sushi.
That's his pillow talk, so she's like, fuck me, Hulk. He's like, oh, I ate a little too much blowfish.
I ate too much sushi tonight. I don't know if he's referring to her or whether he actually had raw fish. In a related story, Linda Hogan, his ex-wife, got pulled over in a DUI the day after the tape was released. She was pulled over in Malibu with a blood alcohol level of 0.084, which is just over the legal limit. Anyway, she said she was not drinking because the tape came out. She's not upset by it. She simply had a glass of champagne on an empty stomach, and that's why she blew over the legal limit.
Okay, yeah. Something
I bet she is. She's celebrating because she saw the tape and said, I don't have to fuck that guy anymore. With that horrible man tan and the weird blonde hair, the ring of hair around his head.
And he was always burping sushi on me.
That's right. More reality show news from the set of American Idol. Apparently the new judges are at each other's throats. Nicki Minaj and Mariah Carey had a very public feud. Someone captured it on a cell phone video and released it this week. It basically is Nicki Minaj threatening to knock Mariah Carey out. Then saying, I told them I'm not fucking putting up with her fucking highness over there. Mariah Carey blabbed to Barbara Walters the next day that more than one person overheard Nicki saying on the set, if I had a gun, I would shoot the fucking bitch. There's one way Fox can get me to watch American Idol this year. Start arming Nicki Minaj and Mariah Carey. Start slow, build up to sweets. Give them like nunchucks to begin with. Then throwing stars, then maybe a switchblade, a bike chain. I mean, build up.
Can't we start with Foxy Boxing?
No. I want a weapon of some kind. And then we go to firearms. Then we go to like a small handgun, and then a semi-automatic, like assault rifle, and then bazookas and hand grenades.
I've seen the video. It's pretty funny, man. It's funny when you see famous people react to one another in a way that you're not accustomed to seeing.
And who do you feel worse for?
In that situation?
Yes.
I think we all win if they're fighting.
Except for Keith Urban.
He was sitting in the middle just like, oh my God.
Fuck. It's bad enough I gotta fuck Nicole Kidman. Now I gotta listen to these two. Are you watching Breaking Amish? The reality show Breaking Amish?
No. Well.
There's a Mennonite now who's very happy. Breaking Amish is a show on TLC, which really hasn't just become the sideshow channel now. There's people with two fucking heads conjoined, and there's Boo Boo Midget, and there's all kinds of fucked up people on TLC
What's
now.
this one?
Breaking Amish is about 4 or 5 Amish people who go on Rumspringa. You familiar with Rumspringa?
This is when you're allowed in the Amish community at a certain age. You enter your late teens or early 20s or something, and you're encouraged to leave the community, go out for 2 years, is it?
Go amongst the English.
Just like in Witness.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to sow your oats.
Yeah.
They say you can go, and you can go live in man's world, Mowgli, and you could go do whatever you want for a while. And at the end of Rumspringa or whatever, of 2 years, you decide whether or not you want to come back to the community. If you do, you leave all that shit behind. If you
No
don't,
more iPads,
none
no
of that.
more television.
Yes.
Just churning butter and shit.
Hats, beards, barns, that's it.
They are speculating about how much of this show is real. There have been some rumors that maybe they're setting some of this up just for television. I'll tell you one thing for certain on the show. Rebecca, 20-year-old Rebecca, one of the Amish girls, has no fucking teeth.
From
you know
meth?
why, Kevin?
No.
Not from meth, no.
No.
Because apparently, and you find out when you watch television, so much interesting stuff, the Amish like to sit you down and pull all the fucking teeth out of your head.
Why?
Yeah, that's what I said. Maybe Rebecca can explain it better.
It's very common for Amish people to have their teeth pulled at a young age. I had all my teeth pulled at 19. The Amish dentists are horrible. Everybody sits in his living room and he has a chair right there where he does it, and he'll just grab a pair of pliers and yank it out.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, how do they
Yeah,
eat?
they're not all nice, just buggy driving fucking butter churners, my friend. No. Evil shit goes down there.
What? How do they eat?
Dentures, ill-fitting dentures. She had blisters on her gums from ill-fitting dentures. So she went to a dentist in the real world here where we live in the 21st fucking century with sonic care and shit, so you don't have to pull your teeth out. And this woman felt so bad for her, she gave her a set of proper fitting dentures, so now she can chew her food.
That's so harrowing. But the good news is we know we could start dating Amish chicks, man.
ABC has a new reality show in the works called Celebrity Splash. It'll be celebrities performing various dives from diving boards.
Oh, I got a shot, dude. I could do a mean cannonball.
You better get your agent on it.
Only if I can wear a shirt, though. I ain't going fucking bare-chested. Not unless they pay up, man. If they want to see these guns, they got to fucking put some coinage on the table. Speedo. Holy shit. If they were like, look, we'll make you a serious offer, $1 million, you got to do the dive in a Speedo, nothing else, I would fucking totally do it, man.
Would you really?
Oh, my God. I'd do it. Here's what would happen. I'd watch it. Everyone would be tweeting, this fat piece of shit. They'd be watching my flab on the way down.
Right.
slowing me down, making me less aerodynamic. I'd get out of the pool, they'd hand me a briefcase full of fucking money and shit, and then it would make me go on a diet because the whole world would be like, you fat piece of shit, and I'd be like, I got enough money to get thin. Goodbye, everybody.
And then it's the Too Fat to Dive tour for the next year and a half.
Totally.
Celebrities will perform a series of complicated dives from varying heights, including the 10-meter high board, and then they have to do backflips, somersaults, and other gymnastic feats in the dives.
ABC's going about it so weakly. I don't want to watch celebrity fucking diving. I want to watch, like, celebrity rectal. You know what I'm saying? And they don't have to show me detail, man. Just go to the office with celebrities and tape their reactions. And how they talk to the doctor, like the nervous banter of just like, oh, sorry, I had beans last night.
I don't know, I like this idea.
I want to see Will Smith uncomfortably fucking smirk his way through a rectal exam. And then I want to see, like, they focus on him, and then, like, when the doctor's done, he steps back, you know, you hear the slap of the glove, and then they rack focus to him, and he's just like, you're all good in there. You know, just, like, gives him his fucking diagnosis or whatever. Or, Mr. Smith, I'm sorry, I found a small fucking car in there. You know, whatever. Just, that's a show that I would totally fucking watch. I know a lot of people be like, what, trash TV? But that'd be fucking fascinating, man. Watching people dive? Come on.
I don't know, I want to see Kirstie Alley break her neck from the 10-meter board. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, that's the other thing. People could get hurt.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Only if they do the show live. I would encourage them to do it live.
I would too.
That way, because people would tune in going, oh, I hope if fucking somebody gets hurt.
Yeah,
man.
it's like car racing. You want to see the disaster.
Is that why people watch car racing?
There's no other fucking reason to watch car racing. Have you seen car racing? They go in a circle.
True.
For hours. It's like being stuck behind a Korean in a parking lot. Just. I'm kidding. The Asians are excellent drivers. Honey Boo Boo's getting death threats.
No.
Yeah.
Stop that. She's a fucking kid.
Alana Thompson has apparently been getting death threats. Now, apparently, June, the 400-pound, 33-year-old grandmother, says she won't let her daughter go anywhere without their constant supervision. Listen, if you want, you don't have to kill this family. Have you watched the show? Just wait. Wait like a month. Have you seen how they live? They're not going to be here long anyway. It's fine. They're all going to be clutching their chest and keeling over in about a month.
You better fucking redneckignize, man.
Robert Pattinson's the sexiest man in the world. According to Glamour magazine, the women who read Glamour answered a poll, and they fucked that indeed. That was Kristen Stewart, by the way. 4th year in a row. He is the sexiest man alive.
I would definitely vote him as wispiest man alive. He's definitely got wispy down to a science, but I don't know if
I would say flimsy. Flimsy, perhaps.
You think so?
Yeah, but not sexy.
They gave it to him because he's there. Everyone's all fucking sad for him because he got cheated on. Everybody knows it. And shit.
Alexander Skarsgård, by the way, 14th on the list.
14? I've seen that dude fucking naked on that TV show. He should be number 1 and shit, and his dick should be number 2. Yeah. It's just not that it's big, it's just fucking luscious.
Tom Hardy's 20th on the list.
Well, perhaps he's wondering why you would put a man at number 1 who's wispy.
In movie news, November the 9th, Skyfall, the latest James Bond movie, will be released. November celebrates the 50th anniversary of James Bond in the movies, and it has been confirmed by Daniel Craig himself this week that it's true. Bond will not be drinking martinis, shaken, nor stirred, nor otherwise. This time around, he's drinking Heineken beer in the movie instead of martinis.
Get the fuck out of here.
Heineken apparently stepped up and made a major cash deposit into the producers' coffers, and they have bought all the alcohol rights in the film, so Bond drinks Heinekens now.
Can they shake it, not stir it at least?
Shake it up and spray it all over the place. While we're talking about James Bond, the theme, Skyfall, Adele's new theme for the movie came out this week. It came out at just after midnight in London, 7 minutes after midnight. 007 a.m. See what they did there? Here's a little taste of Adele singing Skyfall.
Let the sky fall when it crumbles. We will stand tall and face it all together. Let the sky fall when it crumbles. We will stand tall and face it all together.
That's what the movie opening is going to be like.
Yeah.
From movies I can't wait to see to movies that will suck.
Brockheimer, Schumacher, Michael Bay. They make movies that make you say, oh my god, that's bullshit, what the fuck? They're movies that will suck.
Warner Brothers announced Yogi Bear 2 this week.
The fuck out of there. It was successful enough to go a second round.
Made over $200 million worldwide. Can
There
you
it
fucking
is. I
believe
guess
that?
that answers the question.
You may remember Dan Aykroyd as the voice of Yogi Bear in the rebooted franchise. You remember who played Boo Boo?
Justin
Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake. I almost said Justin Bieber. Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake, yeah. No word on whether this will be a sequel or they say maybe a prequel with a young teenage Yogi and a baby Boo Boo. Could they make it fucking worse? I already shat myself when I heard the plans. You know what we're gonna do? We're make him younger and hipper. It's like Yogi, but he wears a baseball cap turned to the side and wears a lot of bling and says, yo, 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 Ranger Smith, fuck you.
They're gonna totally Poochie it, man.
It's gonna Poochie it, that's right. Hasbro has announced their movie plans this week as well. Fucking kill me now. These are the people who brought you Battleship. You remember Battleship, don't you? Based on the board game by Hasbro. Action Man will be the first of a new film they're going to make. This is the British version of G.I. Joe.
The doll.
Yeah. Instead of the G.I. Joe in England, they call him Action Man because they don't have any fucking GIs in England because it's fucking England.
And is it that beloved a name or a franchise that like, oh shit, the entire Action Man audience is going to come out?
Yes, all the people who love Action Man.
Like my grandfather's on his way, man, because he loved Action Man. Why not
Are you Action Man? That's right, I am Action Man. What do you do? Fucking actions? Action Man. Monopoly the movie. Looking forward to that?
Is it going to star the little dude in the hat? It's got to, right?
What possible difference could it make, one way or the other?
I'll be honest with you, I've always been curious about his story. How did he get so rich? How is he so wise? Did he meet Boo Boo when he was a baby? I want to...
I'm making fun of this, but I have an audition next week for Community Chest, so... And lastly, and I used to make this fucking joke. In fact, we made it on a podcast many, many moons ago, I think. Hungry, Hungry Hippos, the movie, will be coming to a major Cineplex near you.
I hope to land a lead role in that picture. I'm the hippo on the plane.
Apparently, Khloe Kardashian already has one of the roles. She'll be playing the purple hippo. Miley Cyrus is in talks to star in a remake of Bonnie and Clyde.
For television?
For television. History Channel, who had a lot of success with the Hatfields and McCoys.
Huge success.
They are going to do a reboot of the Bonnie and Clyde legend, and they want her to play Bonnie.
Who would play Clyde?
They're trying to get her real-life boyfriend, Liam Hemsworth, from Hunger Games to play him.
She's an actress. She was in that show for a long, long time.
I would watch because there's a happy ending, because it would mean that she gets riddled with bullets from a Thompson submachine gun at some point. I would be sitting there with my popcorn, just bloop, bloop, just my little DVR 10 seconds back.
I saw her at a premiere once, man. She seems very in control of her faculties. I mean, as much as like we give her shit on the show, she seemed okay to me.
You gotta be careful of her giant teeth, though. That's the only thing. If you're ever in person, you have to feed her a sugar cube with your hand flat. Don't get your fingers near your mouth. She will take your fucking finger off. She doesn't mean to. She's just hungry. I don't blame her for it, but you just have to be careful.
Her fronts are pretty big, man.
Ooh, man, she got some
I think I saw
chiclets.
fucking Sully and Mike stealing 2 of them to get back to Boo. That's a Monsters, Inc. joke.
It sure is. That's for the kids in the audience.
There was a few people with kids who were just like, I just watched that.
Very exciting music news. John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John are reuniting. So weird. They're doing a Christmas album called This Christmas.
This is recent?
This is coming out next month.
I saw a photo for this. I don't know when it happened. I thought it was old, but holy shit, it looks fucking creepy, man.
Yes. They both are like just pulled back.
Yes.
And,
yeah.
They're reuniting for the first time since Grease, really, you know, for a project.
That's not true. They did that movie Twist of, what was it? Twist of, I think it was like they got put together by angels. One of them died or something like that.
Right.
And she sang a song in it. There's gotta be a strange twist of fate.
So they're back together again since that.
Fuck you, I was just busting a jam, man.
Yeah, but it was Twist of Fate. The album, they'll have a bunch of duets on it, including one written by the guy who wrote You're the One That I Want from Grease.
Oh, get out of here.
It's called I Think You Might Like It. Which, oddly enough, is also what John Travolta said to a guy who was giving him a massage. Other songs John Travolta will sing on the album: I'll Be Homo for Christmas.
Oh.
Mommy Saw Me Kissing Santa Claus. And Sleigh Ride My Ass Till I Beg You to Stop. So weird. Ho, ho, ho. Boom. Kevin and I are big geeks. That's why every week we take a look at the geek news.
Ralph and Kevin, Ralph and Kevin, Ralph and Kev's Geek News.
Our best wishes go out to legend Stan Lee this week. The Marvel comic book legend had heart surgery in Los Angeles. 90 years old, Stan Lee is now.
He did us a solid. He came out and did an episode of Comic Book Man, that show that we do on AMC, which I saw some footage on, and he was so good. There's one shot in the show where he's sitting on the counter, and the four boys are just sitting on the floor at his feet, and he's telling them stories. It's rather adorable. Middle-aged men are just sitting at the foot of this fucking ancient old man. But what a fucking trooper, man. 90 fucking years old. Yeah.
He had a pacemaker put in, apparently, and he released the following statement. In an effort to be more like my fellow Avenger Tony Stark, I had an electronic pacemaker placed near my heart to ensure I'll be able to lead thee for another 90 years.
That's awesome.
He's
such a good guy.
I haven't seen him since the operation, but he's a fucking loser if he hadn't put it on the outside with some light connected to it. You know what I mean?
Totally.
It would be so awesome. I'm
Well,
sure they could do
let's rein it in. He's not a fucking loser.
He's a loser if he didn't do that.
It's a missed opportunity.
No, a
let's
big,
say.
round, glowing fucking pacemaker on his chest. That's what he should have.
Fucking 90 to go into surgery and put a. That's brave too, to be honest with you. What?
Excelsior.
Oh, Excelsior. I thought you said let's sue him. I'm like, why? The guy's getting better. What the fuck?
And Mark Wayne Williams of Petoskey, Michigan's in the news again this week. We've talked about Mark Wayne Williams before. He is the real-life Batman of Petoskey, Michigan.
I guess there's a Batman for everywhere, including Petoskey, Michigan.
He was found lurking on the rooftops in a Batman costume, carrying chemical spray and a baton a few months ago. The police captured him and said, "Don't fucking do that."
Why? Why can't they just let him be, man?
Because he had sand-filled gloves to use as saps. He had a metal baton and chemical spray for people's eyes.
He was prepared for a fucking war on crime, Ralph.
They brought him in, gave him a 6 months probation, and said, "Do not dress up like this anymore, douchebag." Well, this week, Mark Wayne Williams couldn't resist the call and put the cape and cowl back on again.
Had he been retired for 8 fucking years at that point?
No, just 6 months, which already makes him a better Batman than Christian Bale in Dark Knight. At least this guy's still fucking trying. He went to the scene of an accident where the other driver had sped off. It was a hit and run. And so he shows up in his Batman costume and said he wanted to help find the driver who ran off. And the cops are like, "We got this covered, Batman. Thank you." And they said, "Please leave." And he wouldn't leave the scene of the crime. He kept insisting that he was going to find the criminal. And they had canines there to get the scent of the car, and he was screwing up with the scent. Apparently he smelled poorly, and it was making the dogs crazy, so they had to haul him in, and they arrested him again. Gave him another 6 months probation and told him to stop dressing like a weirdo.
This dude doesn't quite understand Batman if he allowed himself to be arrested by common police.
He should have hit the grappling gun.
Exactly. Where was the fucking path? And he could have fucking took off.
Where was the swarm of bats that's supposed to come when he hits that garage door opener and then they all show up?
It's the problem, man. When you meet the real life Batman, sometimes they just don't fucking match up. And I met Michael Keaton once, man. And I was at the Dogma premiere and shit. And I was hoping for Batman, but instead he left the movie 20 minutes in to make phone calls in the lobby. And I was like, that's not very Batman.
It is if the Joker's on the loose or something.
Ooh, I hadn't thought of that, man. That would have been
movie's
awesome.
so fucking important to break down in Arkham, and then you wanted to sit through the whole movie.
Why didn't he think of that, man? Because I walked out of the lobby. I'd seen the movie a bunch. I walked out and I see him there, and he looks at me, and he looks caught, and he goes like this, "Great movie," and then goes back to his conversation. But what he should have just done would have been like, Riddler's loose, you know? And I would have been like, holy shit.
Batman?
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Taken 2's in theaters this weekend. Did you guys see Taken 2? Anybody seen Taken 2? What the fuck? People have no pulse if you don't want to see Taken 2. His daughter got taken in the first one, and now someone else gets taken in this one.
The trailer was fucking gripping, man, when he was just like, listen, you're going to be taken again.
Listen, remember how you were taken before? Well, that shit's going down again. I've got a very special set of skills.
I can't wait to see fucking 3, man, because 3 is going to be like, listen to me closely. I'm going to be taken out the garbage. I'll be right back.
Liam's doing a ton of promotion for it this week. He's
He is
everywhere.
fucking everywhere, man.
He was on Ellen DeGeneres.
I
taking
half
his pants
expected
off.
he was going to be on our show. He was fucking
Wouldn't that be great
everywhere.
for 100 episodes?
Oh, it would have been amazing.
He was on ESPN. He was on the Bravo network. There's a talk show there with a guy named Andy Cohen called Watch What Happens, it's called. He was on there with Ethan Hawke, who's also promoting a movie called Sinister. And so they were talking about stuff. And Andy Cohen, for those you don't know, is openly gay, very funny talk show host. And he does that round table with the Real Housewives and stuff. But I was watching all the coverage this week, all the interviews with Liam. Not one person said, "Don't you have a big cock?" No one said that to him, except the gay guy on Bravo.
Really?
Andy Cohen had the sack to ask him about his giant cock. And here's what he had to say.
Rumor has it that you are unequivocally the most well-endowed person in Hollywood. True or false?
Well, I'm told Willem Dafoe and myself are kind of there.
Neck and neck? Very good. Give it up for Liam Neeson, everyone.
And the appropriate term is head-to-head.
Okay, head-to-head. Head-to-head.
And Ethan Hawke says that the correct term is head-to-head, actually. It should be go head-to-head.
No, the correct term of head-to-head is docking.
Yeah, yes, I think so. So he says him and Willem Dafoe are neck and neck
Willem
in the
Dafoe
cock
is
size.
known to be
yeah,
big?
apparently he's legendary, yeah.
Really?
His
Swinging
Green
it.
Goblin is monstrous.
So that's him kind of copping to it, like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucking huge.
Yeah.
Go see Taken 2.
I've got a massive cock. My massive cock is going to be taken. Which leads us to a musical question we ask each and every week here at Hollywood Babble-On.
Oh, we can't help but wonder how big is Liam Neeson's cock?
I don't have the wire. I can't do any of
sorry
my
about
mic
that.
tricks anymore.
Liam Neeson's cock is the stuff of legend, and for many, many episodes in a row now, we've been taking your facts about Liam Neeson's cock. This is the 100th episode anniversary edition of How Big is Liam Neeson's Cock? Liam Neeson's cock is so big, it takes 2 movies to be taken. Liam Neeson's cock is so big, his condoms have mile markers. Liam Neeson's cock is so big, it wasn't even in the room, and it still beat President Obama and Mitt Romney in the debate. Liam Neeson's cock is so big, trees hide behind it to take a pee.
That was good, man. You can tell that joke to your mom.
Liam Neeson's cock is so big, to see the base, you have to go back in time. It's a Looper joke.
It's intriguing.
Liam Neeson's cock is so big, Amanda Bynes has locked herself inside of it and is refusing to answer anyone. Liam Neeson's cock is so big, it's what Optimus Prime is hauling in his trailer. Liam Neeson's cock is so big, one morning he woke up with a hippie chained to it. You know those environmental people chain themselves to a tree? Yeah.
But I was like, what the fuck? Oh.
Liam Neeson's cock is so big, he doesn't do it doggy style, he does it Gangnam style. And lastly, Liam Neeson's cock is so big that 100 episodes in, we've only been describing the tip.
Ladies and gentlemen of Reno, Nevada, have you had a good time this evening?
Thank you so much for sharing our 100th episode with us. It's great to have you guys here.
Thank you for being here for the biggest show of our run so far. It means a lot, man. We made it this far, and we do it because you guys listen every week, and you're here at live shows. It means the world to me to hang out with him and make some fucking jokes. This is my favorite live show to do, man. So I appreciate you guys being here.
I want to say thank you to Kevin for making all this possible. We kind of built this on the back of Smodcast and the Smodco Network, and being a part of this has been one of the great experiences of my life. So thanks to Kevin and all of his followers who have embraced me so kindly over the past 100 episodes.
That's enough cocksuckery for the evening.
Yes, we love us.
Ladies and gentlemen, go out and fucking spend some money, win some fucking money. As we say in Reno, welcome to Reno, put a dick in your mouth.
That's right.
That's it for Hollywood Babble-On 100, man. I'm Kevin Smith.
I'm Ralph Garman.
Babble the fuck off. Good night, Reno.
Thank you, Reno.